Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you could make it because this topic is a super important one for your WAEC, NECO, and JAMB Chemistry exams. It literally shows up every single year. So let's master it together and go grab those marks. Okay, to kick things off, let's get our brains warmed up with a quick question. Just take a look at the screen. What do you think sand, the glass in our windows, and the incredibly powerful computer chips inside your phone, what do they all have in common? Any guesses? Well, the answer is the amazing element we are studying today, silicon. So here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the basics of what silicon is. Then we'll dive deep into the element itself. After that, we'll look at its most important compounds. And then the really fun part, we'll tackle some real past questions together. And finally, I'll give you some pro tips to make sure all this information sticks. Ready? Let's go. All right, section 1. First things first, what exactly is this element that's basically all around us? Okay, so here's the deal with silicon. Its symbol is Si, and you absolutely need to know that it's the second most common element in the ground beneath our feet, right after oxygen. It's a group 14 element. And look, it sits just below carbon on the periodic table. That position is so important, and we're going to see why in just a bit. It's also a metalloid, which just means it has properties of both metals and non-metals. Now, you might be wondering, why should I care so much about silicon? Well, listen up, because this topic is a high scorer. For real, look here, WAEC. They just love asking about how we get silicon and the properties of sand, which is silica. JAMB will throw questions at you about its different forms, its use in things like sealants and how glass is made. And NECO, they often focus on silicates, cement, and that classic comparison between silicon and carbon. So you see, mastering this one topic means you are getting ready for all 3 exams at once. Let's keep the momentum going. Section 2. Silicon, the element. Now we're looking at where you find it and, how it behaves chemically. This is a key fact you absolutely must lock in your brain. Silicon is never found free in nature. It's always holding hands with other elements. You'll find it as silicon 4 oxide, which we all know is sand or quartz, and in things called silicates, like clay. So to get pure silicon, we have to extract it. And we do this by heating sand with carbon and a special electric furnace. This equation right here on your screen, it's a must know. It shows that reduction reaction perfectly. You know how carbon has its fancy forms like diamond and graphite? Well, silicon is kind of the same. It has different forms we call allotropes. There's amorphous silicon, which is just a simple brown powder. But the one you really need to focus on for your exams is crystalline silicon. It's gray, shiny, and super hard. Now, what's really important here is its crazy high melting point. And why is this so high? I want you to remember this phrase because it has a giant covalent structure. The examiners love that. Chemically, silicon is a bit, lazy. It's less reactive than carbon. It doesn't react with water or dilute acids at all. But, and this is a huge but for your exams, it does react with hot, concentrated alkalis like sodium hydroxide. Pay close attention to that last point. The equation shows that this reaction produces a gas, H2. And what is H2? Hydrogen. JAMB absolutely loves asking which gas is produced in this very specific reaction. Please memorize this equation. Fantastic. Now that we've got the element down, let's meet the family, the key compounds of silicon. This is where a lot of the application questions are going to come from. The superstar compound here is definitely silicon 4 oxide or silica. It's just sand. And just like pure silicon, it has that giant covalent structure again, which is why its melting point is ridiculously high, over 1700 degrees Celsius. It's also an acidic oxide. That just means it will react with bases like sodium hydroxide. But it won't react with most other acids. The one big exception is hydrofluoric acid, HF, which is actually strong enough to etch glass. Okay, quick tour of the rest of the family. We have silicates, that's the natural stuff, the building blocks of clay and most of the rocks you see. Then we have silicons. Now, these are man-made polymers used in things like bathroom sealants and lubricants. Please don't mix them up. And of course, there's cement, which is made by heating clay and limestone, and it's essential for all construction. Okay, everybody, eyes here. This slide, this is pure gold for your theory paper. It's a classic WAEC comparison. The main differences you have to remember are these. Carbon can be found free, all by itself, as diamond or graphite, but silicon is always combined with something else. Carbon doesn't react with alkalis, but we just learned that silicon does. And maybe the most important one, carbon's oxide, CO2, is a gas with simple molecules, while silicon's oxide, CiO2, is a solid with that powerful giant covalent structure. You've done the hard work. You've learnt the theory. Now for the fun part. Let's apply it. This is how we build real exam confidence. We are going to solve actual past questions from WAEC, JAMB, and NECO. Let's do this. Here we go. A WAEC 2020 theory question. It asks for the difference in structure between SiO2 and CO2 and wants you to explain the high melting point of SiO2. You know this. The answer is right there. SiO2 has a giant covalent structure, while CO2 has a simple molecular structure. And for the high melting point, here are the magic words. A large amount of energy is needed to break the many strong covalent bonds in the lattice. That's it. Easy marks. Let's check out JAMB 2023. The gas evolved when silicon reacts with hot, concentrated sodium hydroxide. Hey, wait a minute. We just talked about this, didn't we? The options might be oxygen, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, whatever. But you know the answer is, of course, hydrogen. The equation confirms it for us. See, knowing these key reactions really pays off. And for our final practice, a NECO question from 2020. Explain why CiO2 does not dissolve in water, but dissolves in hot concentrated sodium hydroxide solution. This is a why question, so it's testing your understanding. It's a two-part answer. First, it dissolves in the alkali because it's an acidic oxide, so it undergoes a neutralization reaction. Second, it doesn't dissolve in water because its giant covalent structure is just too stable, and the bonds are way too strong for water molecules to break apart. Simple as that. Excellent, excellent work, everyone. Let's bring it all home by summarizing the absolute must-know points that will guarantee you ace this topic in your exam. These three equations on your screen, you need to know them, period. Take a screenshot, write them down, memorize them. The extraction of silicon, silicon reacting with an alkali, and silica reacting with an alkali. Knowing how to write these balanced equations will fetch you direct marks, I promise you. And now for my special pro tips. Tip number 1. Whenever you see a question about the high melting point of silicon or silica, the phrase giant covalent structure must be in your answer. Tip 2. That comparison table between carbon and silicon is vital, especially for theory questions. And finally, a very common mistake is mixing up silicates and silicons. Just remember, silicates are from nature, like clay and rocks. Silicons are man-made, like sealants for your bathroom. Got it? Good. Before we wrap up, I just want to leave you with this message, and I want you to take it to heart. You are brilliant, you are capable, and you are absolutely going to succeed in these exams. Keep putting in the work, stay focused, and always believe in yourself. If you found this lesson helpful, please like this video, share with your classmates and friends who are also preparing for WAEC, NECO, and JAMB Chemistry, and subscribe to our YouTube channel right now so you don't miss the next topic. Also, visit www.examkey.com for thousands of free practice questions and answers. Let's smash these exams together.